Hey, what is up, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another podcast. It's been a while. I took a hiatus. I'm not sure why. I couldn't tell you why. My last real podcast I uploaded was back in December, like announcing Braden Smith was out due to COVID versus the Steelers game. But I'm finally back here to preview the Colts Titans AFC showdown taking place 1 o'clock this Sunday. This is gonna be a real good game. In my opinion, this game should have been flexed, but it's at 1 o'clock. It is what it is. And the good news is this team is finally getting healthy after a long, bumpy season, bro. We started the season 0-3. We beat the Dolphins. Then had a mind-blowing loss to the Baltimore Ravens after leading 22-3 coming into the fourth. Like, how does that happen? Um, that was just an atrocious loss. I can't even tell you how mad I was after the loss. And then we started getting back on stride. We won against the Texans, and now we won against San Francisco at prime time on national television. And an atmospheric storm, atmospheric river, whatever the weather report called, but Carson Wentz balled out once again. That's now 100 plus passer rating in 3 straight games. We are we This team is going trending upwards. We're 3-1 in the last 4 games. The momentum is all on our sides, but in the Titans defense, they are also 3-1 in their last 4 games. So this is gonna be a dogfight. This is gonna be a dogfight. I need to start with the running game. I need to start with the running game. I need to start with Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has solidified his spot as one of the best running backs in the league. You can't tell me people like Joe Mixon. You can't tell me people like James Robinson. You can't tell me people like Zeke are better than Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor leads the league in yards per carry for running backs over 100 plus carries. That is insane considering how banged up our O-line has been this season. Now shifting to the O-line. Our O-line finally might be healthy for the first time this season. We will be Braden Smith was at practice. He was, however, practice limited in a limited amount due to a foot and thumb injury that's caused him to miss 6 games this season. He hasn't played since week 1 at where the Seahawks came to us. So the Colts and Colts fans will be anticipating his return back into the starting lineup for him to face the lethal Tennessee pass rush this year. They have a scary trio of Danico Autry, the former Colt, which I still don't know why we released to this day. They have Harold Landry, who has been one of the best pass rushers in the league this year, and they have Bud Dupree. I mean, Bud Dupree has been having a quiet season, but considering how um, bad Fisher has been playing, in my opinion, Dupree is going to be a guy you have to look out for. Yeah, and as mentioned before, I'm really concerned with Fisher's performance. He is the reason why we had that one turnover in the red zone versus San Fran.
Wentz surveying, escapes, and throws it right into the arms of Alshire.
Versus the Niners at primetime where Carson Wentz threw an interception, which they later ruled as a fumble. So Fisher was ultimately the cause of that because he was burned by Nick Bosa on the play, who initiated the contact. So Fisher really needs to step it up the remainder of the season. This is the time we need him the most. This is the time we need everyone on this team to step up the most. And talking about who stepped up the most, I think Michael Pittman seriously made drastic improvements throughout the season. He currently has he already has more receiving yards than what he had last year. He's currently on pace for 85 receptions and 1233 yards. We're not using him as a red zone threat as we initially intended to use him for, but he is getting the deep ball throws that we anticipated out of him when we drafted him that we didn't necessarily see last season. And we are finally seeing that Michael Pittman may be solidifying himself as a wide receiver one. In terms of Ty played 1 game for the Texans, then dipped with the quad injury that he suffered during the game. But but the Colts are optimistic. Reich said he was optimistic about his return this Sunday, and that will be critical for T.Y. to return this Sunday. His chemistry greatly impacts his team. His leadership greatly impacts this team, uh, and having him back will seriously boost his confidence as this team in whole. Um, so defensively, switching to the Colts defense, um, pass rush terrible, secondary terrible, forcing turnovers phenomenal. I really don't know how Eberflus do it. We have a terrible secondary and terrible pass rush, but we somehow are tied in the league in most amount of forced turnovers. It's crazy to me what Eberflus can do. People were hating on the man. I never really understood the hate. I was actually a big um fan of Eberflus throughout the season. I knew that the um defense and the Colts in general have been banged up all season, so sort of been taking it easy on Reich and Flus. Didn't necessarily want them to be fired, but I wanted them um but I wanted them to implement new game plans to help this team um succeed. And I think that's exactly what Eberflus is doing defensively. As mentioned before, we are tied in the league for most turnovers forced, and so I think that's key to beating Ryan Tannehill this Sunday. Last Sunday we forced him to two interceptions, which is um insane for us too, and we also forced a fumble in that game. So as long as we continue the same pattern, I think we will win. I think the reason why we didn't win was Wentz had no mobility. He was playing on two sprained ankles. I was surprised he even played because there's reports that Brett Hundley and Jacob Eason would be sharing snaps that game. I mean that's what we resorted to, and out of nowhere Carson Wentz um was declared was on the come up out of nowhere and decided to play. So you already know that dude's a demon. You already know he's on a mission. He's about to prove everyone wrong, and it's gonna be a good game Sunday. I'm not gonna say the Colts take it home because every time I do that I jinx it. But we definitely need to. So basically, the keys to success is give Wentz the time he needs to connect to Pittman and maybe Ty. Also, I forgot to also mention we need to target Mo Ali Cox in the red zone. We need to target Big Boy Mo in the red zone. He scored 4 touchdowns in his last 4 games because we've been utilizing him in the red zone. I expect Reich to do the same this upcoming game. Uh, Give Jonathan Taylor the carries he needs. Jonathan Taylor has been going off recently. He's had 100 plus yards in the last 2 games. He's leading the league in yards per carry, as mentioned. We need to give him the carry he deserves. We need to diversify this offense as much as possible. Run play actions. If we run play actions, hand the ball off to JT, target Pittman, target Mo, target Pascal in the red zone too. He's underrated in the red zone. We need to do all those things in the red zone. So we need to be consistent regarding those categories. The defense, get to Ryan Tannehill. Apply pressure, bring the linebackers inside, bring the backers to Tannehill. Let him feel pressured because he has one thing us Colts fans know about Ryan Tannehill. He cannot hit his receivers while under pressure. He threw 2 picks when we did the same last time, and I'm confident that he'll do the same this time as long as we apply the pressure. So this is gonna be a dogfight. This game, there's a lot on the line here. The uh Titans are currently 2 games above us. If we beat them here and advance to 4-4, they will only be 1 game behind us. And if they lose another game and we win another game, we will be first place in the division. So this is gonna be a real good game. Like this is gonna be a very nerve-wracking game for us Colts fans. Everyone needs to pray for this game, bro. Every Colts fan needs to pray, cause I'm already feeling nervous talking about it. Talk to y'all later. So that's it for the podcast. I'm gonna start po be starting. I'm gonna be start posting more on this channel. Start posting more daily updates and start doing more post game reviews. I'm gonna live stream this game this Sunday, so tune into that. I'm gonna start offering my personal opinions about the teams again. So stay tuned again because I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be posting consistently again. I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.